Growing up with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double T, be fuddling these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The bonus team is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to the morning steam for Monday. I got a case of the Mondays there, I guess. May the 6th. We're ready for a good day of sports betting action here. Boy, my cameras could use some tune-up here. Maybe my eyes could use a tune-up. Good to have you. Welcome. And how'd everything go for you guys yesterday on Sunday? We've got a nice sports card for Monday. Probably won't be with you here for too long today, but we got 2 games in the NBA and 1 on the ice tonight in the postseason after last night's excitement with our day game in the NBA with the Cavaliers getting it done and advancing. My man Evan Mobley had a better game, but more likely Mitchell and the Cavs going to get it done. Eliminate Orlando. Good job, Orlando, as well. It feels like they'll be heading for bigger and better things. And Cleveland advances there. We did have a premium winner on Cleveland yesterday. We had the Cavs as our premium selection. Also in the NHL, we won both of our premium plays over there. So we're starting to click a little bit in the playoffs, at least with our premium picks. We did have the Rangers in game 1 over Carolina. We gave out the over here on the show yesterday, saying, hey, game 1, just expect not to be as tense, I guess the way I would put it. 4-2 final. Rangers get it done. Didn't they look good. Carolina maybe could have been a little better, but they were okay as well. As 4-3 actually, right, with that final goal. So it looks like we're in for a good series there. And, of course, Game 7. That's it for the Vegas Golden Knights. So we'll have a new champion this year in the NHL. Dallas eliminates Vegas. We had a premium play here on the under. We took Vegas. Hey, maybe we were rooting for Vegas, whatever the case may be. Dallas advances. So, hey, they had the home ice. They advance. Either way, man, we've got some great matchups in the NHL coming up. I mean, one, obviously the Rangers already started, but, Florida and Boston, Florida, pretty big favorite there, but got to give Boston a chance after, maybe a little revenge or something. Who knows? Also in the West, you got the Canadian matchup with Vancouver and Edmonton out west, and then you have the hot matchup now with Dallas and Colorado. So it looks like we got 8 really good teams left in the NHL playoffs. And we'll talk about tonight's action as well with our 2 games, including Game 1, Indiana and the Knicks. And, of course, Minnesota and Denver, Game 2. Game 1, Boston and Florida on the ice. Major League Baseball on Sunday. We did have some nice winners, certainly, here on the show. Gave you that Milwaukee Cubs game to go under yesterday. Winner here on the show. And also gave you the Angels and the Guardians game under. That was our premium winner. We did have the Guardians yesterday. Also gave you the Rangers and the Royals under here on the show, and also the Red Sox gave you that run line against the Twins to stop that winning streak yesterday. Also winner here on the show with the White Sox and the Cardinals game under. And what else? Oh, did you guys want to welcome everyone who just watched the fight? Did anybody watch Inoue win again? Seems like I get to see this guy fight because he fights in the middle of the night. And we just saw the great Japanese champion win again in another title defense. Last night really just ended about an hour ago against the Mexican Neri. So Inoue wins again against Luis Neri to retain the undisputed junior featherweight title. This guy's been a champ for 10 years, basically goes out there every 5 or 6 months, uh, beats another opponent, collects another check, knocks the guy out every time, pretty much, right? 81%, more than that. I think it's 90% knockout rate or 81% in his championship, something, whatever. He's knocked his guys out. And it was boxing on in the middle of the night, several championship fights on a Monday over in Japan. Let me get to the comments. Hi, everybody. Wow. Hello. We got 30 of you in here to get rolling. So let's say he looks like he was probably involved in some conversation, but I want to see what's going on. Brent Cook is here. He says Panthers in regulation. Justin's here as well. Like and smash. Here's Doubles. He's hot. We'll go over to Tony'sPicks.com in just a moment. Our Tom's stepping in. Want to say hello to Ziggy, everybody. Ziggy's in the chat. Great to have him here. I'm back, Zig. You're here. I'm back. We're together. Appreciate you here, Ziggy, today. Jeff is here. And our Tom's talking about that game last night. Dave is here today. Always great to have Dave in the chat. Hey, I may look good, but I feel good. I guess I feel good. Maybe nothing a few winners couldn't hurt. All right. Appreciate it, Dave. And Solo's here today. And Jeff may be ready to talk a little soccer. Hey, yeah, you know what? We did have some nice picks yesterday, I thought, on the show. So maybe we could touch on the soccer card, get that out of the way. Said we're going to do more to promote soccer. And a double says, and he's hot. So maybe we can get it going right here with Atalanta today with his pick. I mean, you're probably going to have some goals scored in that one, I would imagine. I don't want to give it. I don't know what I don't want to say here. Let's see who else. All right. And Kay's stopping in. Biggie's here as well. And Blake stopping by. Howard in here as well. And that might be it. Ziggy asking about the Tom Brady roast. Yeah, well, no, I watched a YouTube video of the best quips. So saw all the one. I saw Tom go up there and I think he was serious. We don't want to make any jokes about about Robert Kraft and his penchant for strip mall massage parlors. We just, that's crossing the line, and Tom let him know. And whatever Tom says, we move forward. Whatever Tom's, we don't make any more jokes. All right. Okay, Double says he does have a premium on the side, so he's going to let me talk about it a little bit with the games today. And Luis is here. Dave asks if the Nuggets are going to go down this round. Well, hey, I did bet the future, Dave. I have a ticket in pocket from way back early in the regular season, actually, before I knew any better, I guess. Talked about a little bit yesterday on the show that I have one bet on, a team to win the NBA championship, and it is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Also have a bet on an MVP, and that would be Anthony Edwards. I think now I said it yesterday, Anthony Edwards, pretty good player. He's 23 years old. He's not even 23 years old. He's not even 23 years old, you guys. Anthony Edwards. And right now he's a big star. I mean, these are, hey, uh, Jokic, big star for Denver. They've got stars, but this guy's a big star, man. And I think we're going to see it. I think Anthony Edwards. This is his time. If the Minnesota Timberwolves can upset the Denver Nuggets, and if they can, find their way to the NBA Finals or do something magical, we'll all know about uh, Anthony Edwards. But if he doesn't, after the Olympics, they'll all know about Anthony Edwards. That's for sure. Looks is here today. And you guys talking about Belichick, and I already said it, you guys, that if you didn't see the draft, and pardon me, if you didn't see the NFL draft, Bill Belichick was simply awesome on that. Actually, he is going to be a big media star. If I'm Bill, I don't go back to coaching. I just go collect the media paychecks, because he's probably already getting paid well for his transition to being. And again, Bill's the kind of, I guess he's the type that could go right back to coaching, but Bill is really good on TV. I knew right away. I mean, I don't know why I knew, but if you watch the NFL 100, where they talk about the 100 best players, you watch Bill on that. Hey, it's a little bit rehearsed. That's fine. But Bill, yeah, he seems like, of course, he's a totally different guy from the guy that we get on the press conferences, right? Probably pretty personable. That's why he's got that's why he's out there late night, creeping around a little bit. Jeff with Napoli here today. I mean, I would say, Jeff, I don't have a problem with taking Napoli, but I'm just concerned because they always give up goals early, but they always come back to win late, and they're on the road here against Udinese. I'll take the over. Why don't you take Napoli, and I'll add the over here. I think we can. I think there will be a third goal. I think there might be a third goal here in this one, so I'll take the over. And look, Napoli gives up goals in the first half all the time. Now I know Udinese, they probably can get one in the first half. So maybe if that's what happens, I'll say Udinese gets a goal there. Maybe it's 1-1 at halftime. And Fernando not too sold on it so far. So I was thinking, actually. So now that I got a little, I want to work with Jeff, of course, and I'll take the over. But I thought Napoli first half was kind of the way I was looking. But thank you guys for talking soccer with me here. I think the Napoli game will be my play here on the show. And I like Lille. Does anybody like Lille today against Lyon? I know Lyon always plays a little tough, and these guys play a lot of draws. And maybe it'll be. Let me see what the overall line is here on the game. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy, but oh yeah, Lille's only minus $1.20 here, so I'll just take Lille to win over Lyon. Probably not much value. It's just a bet, I think. But I'll give it out on the show. I'm trying to do us some soccer coverage today, and that's the game in France. There's also, of course, Man U taking on Crystal Palace. I mean, there's probably goals going to be scored there for sure. See if you guys got anything on that. Thomas is ready to go. He's been ready to go here on the NBA game already. And we'll get right to the NBA action. Kay will take Man U there against Crystal Palace today. Crystal Palace favored in the game, so a little, pretty cool here. Plus $1.90, plus $1.20 on the handicap line. So, all right, I'll just Napoli over. Napoli Udinese over is my play. Kind of like that Udinese over in the first half. I'm sorry, Udinese in the first half. I think they're probably probably just a little bit of plus money, I would think, in that first half. They're only plus a oh, they're plus a half. They might be a plus a quarter goal. I actually didn't look. Bad hockey, but bad soccer analyst here with our games today. Maybe I can just take a peek at it here real quick, see if we have that. On our 4-game card here today. All right, I see it. I see it. I see it. I think. Or maybe. All right, I'm fooling around in the. I got you guys over here. All right. Jeff asking about Palace. Will they score over 1.5 goals in this one today? Look, I mean, I think it's safe to say we can get to a third goal for the game. So, with Palace favored in this game, they're minus $1.40. And they are favored to win. All right, I'm just gonna. I don't know if I have a pick in this game. I know they can get to that third goal, so it's never a problem for me to bet over 3 goals when I know I can get a refund at 3 goals. I think that's what we're looking at. The game is juiced to minus 130. Crystal Palace is favored, so they're expected to get the second goal if it is a 3-goal game, certainly. But they're not huge favorites. I mean, Palace $1.25 or so, as Kay said. Man U plus $1.90. The draw is $2. So Atalanta for Fernando today, and I like. Well, I don't know if I can get over 3 goals. I mean, I know it's Atalanta. These type of games feel like Atalanta goes over all the time, right? I mean, when we watch these, okay, let's see who else. What else we got? I think I'm staying pat with my 2 plays here on the show. And all right, I think that's it for comments. Unless you want more soccer action here, I think that's our 4 big games of the day. Yeah, there's a couple other straggling games around there if you're interested in some of the other. There's some nice England games if you like. If you're an ESPN Plus person that just keeps watching live sports like I did with that boxing. Dave's ready to go with the NBA. He says, let's go. He wants to talk Padres too. Wants to talk about Luis Ariz coming over and being the first Padre to ever get 4 hits in his first game ever with the Padres. Not even Tony Gwynn did that. Although the great story, of course, is when Tony Gwynn got his first major league hit. He got a double and he ran to second base. And, the job sometimes of the first baseman is to run and kind of, guard second base sometimes. Pete Rose was playing first base and ran, to kind of cover Tony, got a double. And Pete Rose, the all-time hits leader. No one's ever had more hits than Pete Rose, our favorite gambling baseball player. And he went up to Tony Gwynn after Tony Gwynn got his first major league hit. And, we can make fun of Pete Rose, but he probably has a pretty good trained eye. He looked Tony Gwynn and shook his hand and said, hey, kid, don't try to catch me in one night. We know how good Tony Gwynn went on to be. So that was pretty poignant. All right, let's go here and get it to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at who did hot. Yeah, we don't need to know who's hot yesterday. We got him right here with us. It's double. So hopefully he's here. He can take a bow. He's not that type. He is not going to take a victory lap or anything. I'll pump him up here. It's doubles, 6-1 yesterday for +5 units. And Ben, what I always say, Ben here with another nice day, and he's just been on a roll, 67% yesterday. But you know what? It's all Ben's fault. And if you know what I mean, say it in the chat. Ben, if you're watching, it's all your fault. All right, Ben. Love you. Great job. 67% there for Ben Bo. Big day yesterday. 70%. Sorry. Yeah, 70%. 286 plus. Probably Sam Murdy, of course, coming in with the volume, and he did have a winning day. Nick Lagaretto, 67% as well. Tony T continues his hot roll. I was talking about it last night with Tony, trying to embarrass him a little bit with his hot streak right now. No doubt about it. Tony is hot currently this month. Uh, he's on a winning streak. I know that. Had a couple undefeated days there. I want to say Friday and Saturday were 4-0. Yesterday 2-1, or Thursday and Friday 4-0. Saturday 3-1, Sunday 2, whatever. Tony's hot. CJ 4-3 there. The two old ladies at Bet Consensus 2-1 there. Tim Irwin won his only play. Daniel Walasachuk did as well. The OG Cappers VIP 2-1. The Tony's Picks VIP 2-1. Jerry Lewis 40 right there, or 3-2. I'm up there. Found a way to the green. Joseph Schultz and Sean Dinwiddie. Last 7 days, the OG Cappers VIP on top. Nick Lagarettos is up over 10.25 units. Bo Dunn up 10 units. There you see Tony T's good record over the last 7 days, 16-9. And Ron Hahn has been strong. Last 30 days, Ben Ruhala continues to lead. He's up 31 units. CJ Sturgeon there. Bo Dunn up 12 units over the last 30 days. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Hey, we're going to give you free winners up and down the network here all day, including me here in just a moment. But if you want a little advice, you can go over to Tony'sPicks.com, use the promo code TonyT at checkout, save 20%. Check out my premium pick packages, see all the handicappers here. You click on the handicapper profile page and get signed up. Steam coming in right now with the game between the Giants and the Phillies. They're going under right now. This one's already been as high as 8.5 to open. I don't know if anybody, very few probably got to that opener, but no, maybe mostly 8 under 20s, but it doesn't matter now. We're already on 7.5 flat at most places here at this point. We are seeing a big move here to the under in the game between San Francisco and Philadelphia this morning. That's our first mover here. That's why you join us here on the Morning Steam. We give you not only live free sports picks, but also the latest betting moves. Make sure you're on these, because if you don't, you just missed a whole half of a run. Approximately in that game. And boy, you don't want to end up with a little push like somebody here on screen did yesterday with a total, and I've had a couple of those over the last couple of days. Hey, I admit to being a steam chaser, but when it comes to these totals, man, really it's a matter of there's my winning streak, $60 there yesterday. Here's my 3-pack that I have ready to go for. This one includes the day game, so this one, the Giants and the Phillies, but I'll have the NBA and NHL in the package here later on as well, probably after that, or maybe after that early game goes off, we'll make a big package there. But head on over to Tony'sPicks.com, use the promo code TonyT at checkout, save 20%. So I've got a few pushes of late on some of these totals. I am a bit of a steam chaser, but look, on these totals where we're seeing this incredible run here over the weekend and the totals being, I don't know, pushed down heavily by the Sharps. You can, and they did cash at a pretty steady rate. There were some big scores. It didn't go all the way, but we talked about it on Saturday with the 13-2 to the under. And hey, you can only go one way, or you can only do one or the other, right? Or you know what I mean as far as our show is concerned. And we want to give you the right one, even if it's on the side or total in a free pick or a premium. Okay, let's take a look here. We got some others here to say hello, including Fernando. He was talking about the other game. He was talking about the early one. The Atalanta Salernitana game goes off at noon Eastern, 3 Pacific. So Chad's here today. Good morning. He's ready to roll with his plays actually today, talking about rolling here a little bit with Denver to get a quick start here over Minnesota. Remember, I think one thing that's interesting, Minnesota was kind of the team that was lying in wait a little bit. Is that the saying? And So I think they kind of got out to a start. We'll preview in just a moment. We'll get everyone's opinion on it. Just want to say hello to everyone here. And let's see. Okay. What else we got here? Oh, colleges make you dummers here today. Uh, uh, that's funny. We mentioned it. Those college protests were just starting to get underway when we met. Colleges make you dumber, and look, I mean, we want to be very respectful of what the cause is for those folks, and really part of the educational experience is standing up for things you believe in. We don't want we don't want anybody to die, so let's fix things here in the world. Here, all right, and. What is that, Chad? Denver has a 3.9. Oh, they come out good following a loss, I think is what you're saying, right? And here's colleges make you dumber. Could go with an acronym, CMYD. No, just colleges. And all right, let's get to the picks right now. You're already talking about it, so why not? I mean, I'm talking long enough. Pacers and the Knicks tonight, with the Knicks here as a favorite by 5.5, and the total here is 217.5 as we get going with game one, with the Pacers coming in here against the Knicks. I don't know if there's any uh, rest situation here, right? They both, if I'm not mistaken, closed out their opponents. That one I didn't check, but that kind of equating that to that first game with Denver and Minnesota, but I think these guys closed out their opponents at the same time. So, anyways, the Pacers come in as that 6th seed. They, were able to beat the Bucks, the 3 seed. They looked like the better team, I guess, in the end, but Bucks had injuries. We know that. So, could say the Pacers got a break to advance here. They played well. We're not going to diss them or anything. They've been pretty terrific. Halliburton is on the injured list with a minor ailment, but I mean, I think everything's good to go here with Halliburton today in the game. Probably expect him, certainly to be in there. And well, it's just been a terrific run for these Knicks right now, getting it done. Yeah, they've been, it was sketchy, it was scary against Philadelphia, but it felt like kind of that was the matchup, right? Kind of you know, a good, even matchup, and even with the way it went down with Embiid. And if anything, maybe they did take advantage in the end and were just a little bit healthier for Brunson. What can you say about this man and how he's picked this team up and turned them into an immediate contender? I mean, I guess that's the only way you can put it. How often do you ever see a guy who, look, Brunson was never in danger of going out of this league, but he was stuck into something else in Dallas, right? When he was kind of jettisoned out there. So sometimes it does work out and it feels like the real deal to a certain extent. Now, look at the total here. Let me see what it is. We're 217.5, and it's gone up 2 points. You're dealing with the Pacers here. They're the big. I say they're the big over team, but they're not really, right? They're not the big over team. Really, yes, they're involved in some of the highest scoring games this season, but they're not in certain situations. It all kind of came back to them a little bit, and they weren't necessarily that overwhelming over team that, they may be perceived as because of some of those big scoring games. In fact, the Pacers are 17-24 to the under on the road this season, and the Knicks are 15-26 to the under at home. Now the Knicks have gone. They went, all those games went over pretty much, right, except for one, I think, in that series with Philadelphia. So yeah, maybe the scoring is certainly stepped up for the Knicks. They're definitely a bit. They have to be a little bit more offensive production, offensive minded, if you will. When you're in the playoffs, you got to score to win. We know that, and Let's get some of your comments here. Here we go. Make sure I get it here. Stephen Downey, thank you always. Thank you, sir. Nick's on the money line for Thomas. I think doubles wants the over in this one. Not afraid of that move there. Darren is on the Knicks. The Knicks and Ziggy's on the pace. And Chad says he wants to take the points. I do too, Chad. I mean, I think while the Knicks are pretty fun, I think they definitely can win this series. I think the Pacers could have win this series. It feels like the Knicks are right now not head and shoulders above even a team like the Pacers. Probably grade out better than the Pacers, certainly right now. But I think when you got, the way Siakam is playing, I mean, I think that, remember, that was kind of a mid-season deal that made the team much, much stronger for a situation maybe like this. So, yeah, you know what? I could see that, and the fact that you are an adjunct professor doesn't make it any less funny, if you will. If anything, yeah. Now it almost makes me laugh because it's almost like a half tongue in cheek to a certain extent. But I think I'm talking about the Pacers and the Knicks game here, but the educational landscape is changing dramatically. We are in the middle of it. We're not going to be alive, I think, when it all settles down. I mean, I'm saying me, but even the ones that are college age now, and maybe the ones that are not going to know, but education is going to be completely different here by the time we're gone, and it's for the better, right? I mean, technology, if it doesn't end us, it'll save us for sure. I'm an AI proponent. All right, that's all I'm going to say about it here. Evil is bad, but technology is good. And and every time, my other piece of advice, which is a financial advice on this very important show, is anytime the chip stocks go down right now, buy. Because we need chips, and if the stocks on the chips fall, it's just because of noise, man. Buy chip stocks. Okay, here we go. Here, Darren's here today. Brent says he thinks the Knicks will win by 3. He's not comfortable taking the Pacers here in game. Would you have it as a sweep, Brent, or maybe Pacers can win at home here? And all right, I see. Thomas, if you've asked me a question on the, I am not following it, but I do see your comments on the game. Our Thompson's on the under here. I think me and our Thompson kind of maybe zeroing in together here. Chad says, do not want to lay 6. Got to give the Pacers a chance, right? Here's the thing. We've seen, the blowouts that have occurred so far. It does feel like some of those were very weak teams that lost those blowouts, right? And so, Pacers were on the short end of, but it just feels like I said, I'm just not sure that, the Knicks are in a position to kind of blow anybody out. I know, let's see, what were some of those scores there for the Pacers that they lost? 115 to 90. Yeah. 125 to 108. Remember, there was some blowouts early, but came down to it, got that big win. Okay. Yeah, and the Knicks will, pace it down also. You look at what the two teams did against one another this year. They went for big points here last game in February, 236 points, 214 points in the game before that. It was only 9 days earlier, both in New York. The game in Indiana went way over. So 2 of the 3. Oh, I'm sorry, the last game actually went under, but it was under 237.5, and it went 236. So, all right. I'll take the Pacers here, plus 5.5 as my pick here on the show. I'm just hoping for a good close game. Let's see here. I think with the series, they've had teams have had several days off, a couple days off here, 4 days off. So I think it works out just fine. here. All right, solo on the under, and let's see here. Thomas says taking the over here. Crowd's going crazy here. All right. Toppin has been pretty good, right? Here's some other props. Knicks just don't get hot. They just don't get hot from get taller here. They just don't get hot enough, right? They don't go on the incredible runs like these teams because of the off. As good as Brunson can be, he controls the game, right? All right. And Thomas says, in comparison to what we've seen in the playoffs right now, this is a high number, right? Yeah, but look at those Bucks games. Those Bucks and Pacers had 217. So, all right, Justin went over. All right. No problem, colleges. One thing though, I often focus more on totals. I feel like that. Just letting you know, I think everybody here knows, and I just think that the pace of play is a more predictable outcome than. So I find myself that I'm better at those, but also, um, I also do it on the pre-shows a little bit because everyone gives out sides, right? So if people say, "Boy, I really want the total," and everyone's giving out all, I can go see Ramon. He always has an opinion on a lot of totals. So if you've ever wondered, I do. I'm not saying I always give out the best. If, for example, if I have a side premium, I'm always going to give out a total on the show, and vice versa. All right. All right, Thomas, I'm on the Pacers to hang in there. All right. And we'll see because, maybe it's one of those where the game two, maybe it goes Knicks Pacers. We'll talk about a game two right now. So let's go ahead and move forward here. I was logging up on that one, but we got the Timberwolves and the Nuggets here in this one with the Timberwolves leading. I'm looking pretty good on my big bet to win here. It's just a little bet, but is going to be a four-figure victory. So it's not gonna. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just introducing the game. The Wolves lead the series 1-0. I do have the Wolves to win the NBA championship, and well, quite frankly, if it came down to a situation here, probably just look to profit on it along the way. I don't know if the Wolves can go all the way, but they certainly have a man who can carry him in Anthony Edwards. Man, this guy is it's real. It's real. It's not fake. It's not some fluke. It's not. It does feel like this man is going to be scoring points in this league for a long, long time, and just starting to really enjoy his stardom here a little bit at 22 years of age. And Minnesota's certainly got other talented players as well. If anything, the argument could be made. I know that, after the first game, it's easy to say, and I'm not saying what anybody else hasn't already said, but the Timberwolves look like a team that was kind of, they've kind of tried to find the pieces that could help them match up in this exact series. That's why they have done so well against the Denver Nuggets so far. Now, here's the thing: the Denver Nuggets were, if anything, in that last game, in the first game, between the two, like I said, I thought the Nuggets had to kind of work extra hard to beat the Lakers, even though it was a short series. Minnesota also had an extra day of rest. I mean, they did have to come in on the road here into the Mile High City in that one, but Minnesota's on a massive cover streak right now. That's for sure, covering practically every game. Denver's not covering, even though they've won, they advanced in the last series. They've lost two of their last three, including one of the Lakers. They've failed to cover the spread in their last win over the Lakers, and they've actually just not been covering the spread. They've been winning the games they've been needing to win. But you remember they beat the Lakers, 100-99 as a 7-point favorite. And they beat the Lakers 108-106 in that deciding game as a 6.5-point favorite. They're dealing with a really good team here. yes, I think you you'd think that okay, the Nuggets got the first one out of the way. They did lose. They're going to be more motivated. They, like I said, they did have one, or the Wolves had the extra day of rest, if you will, and maybe they didn't have to work as hard against Phoenix. They played Phoenix. That's pretty tough, but they actually did make it look pretty easy, didn't they? In the end, so maybe that's the way you could look at it. Let's start to get your comments. Oh my gosh, I want to say hello today to, I know I'm going to say this right. It's a very difficult name to say when you're on YouTube and you got this, want to get it wrong. But I want to say hello and welcome to 6-0. 6-0 is here today. 6-0. This one's easy. Come on. 6-0. Hello. Nice to meet you. And says it was on the last game, but just want to say hello to new chat member 6-0. All right. T Wolves for game 2. Dave says the Nuggets could barely handle the Lakers here. Hey, Lakers. Kind of was going to go off on a tangent saying who is going to coach the Lakers next. We're starting to see some of the candidates that could come in and coach the Lakers next. Who will it be? Budenholzer looks like the favorite right now, but who could come in and lead this team? All right, Thomas says they're going to need this one. Ziggy's going to lay it. And let's see what else here. Chad's got some numbers for us. Jeff says, don't forget the old triple-double tonight. Dave says the Timberwolves could sweep this one out. I'll take it. And yeah, I thought maybe, like I said, I just thought that the series against the Lakers did take a little bit out of them. It wasn't a 7-game series, though. Terrell here today. Nice to have Terrell. Chad's got some prop action, it looks like, or he's laddering his point total. And Curvin also say, man, you guys, don't look. We saw Denver even in the late when they're moving the ball with their screen and rolls. Now I know, look, it's a little bit different. Like I said, that's why the matchup is so interesting, right? Because Minnesota has played them well this season. They beat them in November, 110-89. They beat them in March, 111-98, right here in Denver. Beat them by 13 points as a 3-point dog. Denver did win in Minnesota, 115-112. Denver was a big favorite in that game. That was also in March, and they played in April here in Denver, 116-107. Denver got the win. Okay. And Ziggy's got them here. The Nuggets. Our Tom's going with the Wolves. And Ziggy. Oh, you gotcha. Ziggy says he wants to make sure he gets that 5.5. And looking at the spread, right? I mean, it was 4.5, went up to 5.5. So I don't know. Is that Joe Public moving this line up? Is it the Sharps moving this line higher coming into this one? All right, I'm ready to make the call here, and it is going to be on the side in this one, and I'm going to take the Minnesota Timberwolves here again. I missed last time. I took the Nuggets. I thought that Minnesota maybe was a little bit in over their head for a game 1 against these guys, but I believe now. I believe, and I believe in Ant, and I believe in the depth of the Wolves, the defense of the Wolves, that they are equipped to handle this team and make it a great game. They might not win, but I don't think it's a blowout. I think it's close. And I don't know if I've kind of tipped my hand. My premium play here was going to be on the total. So we'll see here. Haven't made it yet. I don't think I'll pass, but we'll see. Only passed on a couple games so far in the playoffs in hockey and basketball. So, all right. Thanks for checking in with me on the NBA. We'll get to this baseball card now with 10 games today, including one day game. And let's get rolling with that. A little bit of steam coming in here, a little baseball steam to kick us off. Oh, hockey. Hockey, you guys. Don't forget, we got hockey. Come on. Come on, we can't just go into baseball yet. I'm not. I don't blow off the hockey. We're not like our friends over across. We're always going to touch on the National Hockey League here with Game 1 between the Boston Bruins and the Florida Panthers. And well, we know the history of these two teams and their playoffs, but Boston was able to get the win over Toronto. Took them 7 games. Maybe it shouldn't have. Maybe it should. Maybe it should have. Toronto played tremendous, despite what happened there in the last game. Despite whatever's going to happen in the future with Toronto, I think Toronto gets a lot of credit for the way they performed in the series against Boston, and Boston gets a downgrade for the way they performed against Toronto. They definitely should have beaten Toronto a little better, I think. Now, I won a bet with taking the Boston Bruins to win in 7 games. So maybe I was actually expecting that type of series to occur. Nonetheless, still think you would downgrade Boston a little bit. They didn't look great. Yes, they were clutch, but they let Toronto come in with missing all those players. Yeah, Nylander came through in the end in a way, and I'm sorry that he was missing those games early because he's such an important player here. But nonetheless, Boston coming into play Florida. Florida's taken some widely reported steam here, all the way up here to $1.75 here from $1.65. I think it's mostly $1.70, pretty much between $1.70 and $1.80. It feels like most everywhere right now coming into Game 1 of the series here between these two. And I don't know. For me, when I look at what the Panthers are doing, we kind of wake up and remember what the Panthers were doing, right? With Kachuk here, Verhaeghe has been awesome in this series. I think Montour has been good, and he's kind of been a surprise so far. Barkov has been pretty all right. I think Reinhart could. I think if anything, he might be a slight disappointment. Yeah, he's been a disappointment, I would think, so far for Florida. So, but now at home, man, it feels like Boston coming off a series just 2 days ago. Remember, and Florida has been here lying. Florida played. Let me see, when was it on? April 28th or something. they were off like a week coming into this one. I don't. It's a rest versus rust situation here, no doubt. So if you put any stock into that here on the ice, can Boston come in here and on 1 day's rest and shock everybody? In this one. Let's see. Florida last played on April 29th is when they wrapped up that series against Tampa Bay. So I'm taking the Florida Panthers here to win on the puck line. I think they'll beat the Bruins by 2 goals or more here today. That's going to be my pick. Take the Panthers here. Walking Spotted Bear is here today. Good to have Walking Spotted Bear back. Hey, Rich is going to go with the Bruins here. It's not in hockey. We definitely seen teams bounce right away off of a series victory, come out, storm early, get off to a hot start. You're riding the momentum that happens in hockey. Ziggy's on the Panthers. Curvin here. Let's see. He's a reverse puck line maybe here. Better stay off that. Maybe that's a baseball play for him. Minnesota reverse run line. He will take the Minnesota Twins a bit later on, laying a run and a half, it looks like. All right. Walking Spotted Bear. Good to see you as always, my friend. Thanks for coming back here. I'm back, and you're here. So thank you. And Brent feels pretty good about the Panthers as well. And Ziggy says a short rest here, the 7th game. And it's built in, no doubt about it. Panthers on the 3-way. Ziggy says you can still get $1.66 out there if you look hard enough. So I do want to see some production from the Bruins, but other than Pasternak, where are we getting it? quite honestly, right now, at least who enough to step up in this game. I think we can get something from Marshawn. Definitely been okay. McAvoy's been good. DeBrusca's been good. Um, but I don't know if they're just not enough, man. It just feels like the Panthers have so much more here. I don't even think it's going to be a 7 game series in this one. But the Panthers are the ones favored, and we see some crazy things. Thomas says Panthers #1 consensus, and our Tom's Panthers regulation. Gerardo says 4-2. I think for don't want to say it if I'm wrong, Gerardo. I think Gerardo got the score exactly right yesterday in the hockey game. I don't want to say if it was you, Gerardo. I don't want to be wrong. Someone in our chat, maybe you could. They got the score exactly right. I think they had the result wrong, but nonetheless, I was listening. I was watching, and I remember. Just don't remember who it was. And even if it was my man G, doesn't matter. He's given us so much information and winners. We can have a little fun with Gerardo. Always coming through for us. All right. Doubles with the under here in this one. And I've got a premium, of course, in game one. We won yesterday with our total in game one. So hello to Dre. He might go over here. And thanks, Walking Spotted Bear. But I tell you what, getting back to the viewership of the show here, I'm really, really thrilled, actually, that we got up to 90 yesterday, 75 right now. And you don't want to listen to me read off how happy I am about it, but thank you, everybody. All right, that's it. That's our hockey preview, unless you want to throw up your throw up. Rich Folks is throwing up in the bullpen. All right. Give me the Panthers on the puck line tonight. Hey, it's hockey. You want to lay the money line? It's the playoffs. No problem. No one's going to scold you here for that. I probably should do you a good service and just say, take the Panthers. And if you're conservative like me, kind of, I'll take the Panthers here as well. I'll probably have most of mine on the money line, but I do want to talk about the puck line here. Usually on the show, just closer to even money. Man, big crowd here. I'm watching Chinese basketball right now. Quite frankly, here if you get FanDuel TV, if you like basketball in the middle of the night, FanDuel TV every night. Chinese basketball. All right. Curve and going under 6-0's got. Okay, great. All right, I'm going to baseball now. We've got a half hour or so to bang this out. Let's go. I was ready to go before on the baseball card. Giants and Phillies to get us started. I just said that some steam came rolling in here right as we were kind of getting rolling with the show. And just seeing some action here. A little bit of action in the Avalanche Stars game. I can't interpret it yet on the screen. It does look like it's a little bit of move on the Avalanche, but I'm just not sure. Haven't really even studied the line yet, so I'm not sure about the movement. I'm just looking at the movement, but may have already went the other way. Okay. Anyways, get me started here. Why don't you? With there, yeah, a little bit of money on the Bruins right there. A little bit of money on the Bruins right there. Okay, here we go. Giants and Phillies. Phillies probably about a $2 favorite here against the Giants today in this one getting started. We already talked about this total having moved dramatically lower already, as the totals have continued to do for several days now. It hasn't necessarily been, a rash of unders this season in general. In fact, it started, kind of even, actually. It's only been over the last several days, maybe this month. How's that? Where we're just starting to see a gradual decline in the totals now. I don't know if I have any real to attribute that to other than maybe the pitching's better, if you will. But here you have Wheeler. Obviously, he's been pretty sharp, man. 1.91 ERA, 0.49 ERA in his last 3 starts in this one for San Francisco. This is going to be a rookie pitcher coming in here for San Francisco, and man, this kid has been pretty impressive so far. Real interesting to see this man's debut today for the Giants. He's been very, very strong so far at Sacramento. He's got an ERA of about 1 here so far this season. Let me see if I can get those numbers actually here coming in. The 24-year-old Mason Black, he's got an ERA of 1.01 with the River Cats so far this season, 29 strikeouts and 26 in the third innings. Just the number 8 overall prospect for the Giants, but he has been pretty solid so far, and he gets the start here, I think. I want to say it, but look, the Giants have had injuries to their pitching, but it doesn't right now. These young pitchers that have come up for the Giants have done a pretty good job. Now they're 15 and 20, no problem. I get that, but that's because their pitching has been kind of beat up. So this guy's got some real interesting numbers coming in. He's going up against Wheeler here. I think the Sharps are probably reading into that, maybe because I don't know if the public's pounding these early unders. I always figure this is sharp money. The limits aren't big, so they're just hitting it, and the books are responding. All right, let's check out here. Maybe here with the Phillies. All right. Doubles, you just download that app. You get the FanDuel app. Fiddlehead, nice to have you here in the chat. You bet we've got programming with the crew still here on YouTube. We provide you that information here. And yeah, go ahead and give them that info. Trey here on the Phillies. Ziggy wants the under. And Giants, just hard to predict, Dave says here. How about the Dodgers are now already a 5.5 game lead in the West? Oh my goodness, here. All right. Walking Spotted Bear. I think we got the plays here coming in. Jeff says, give me under in the first 5. And Doubles says, you know what, getaway day for the Giants. So you know what happens on getaway day, Doubles. I got a premium here. Check me out over at TonySpicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Doubles likes the under. Brent says, oh, he's talking Dodger ball already. Well, because I was talking Dodger ball and how those Dodgers are already hot and they're, already busting out, man. These Dodgers so far, I can't believe they're already 5.5 games. Padres are in second place. All right. San Francisco has been a long trip. Phillies and under. Hey, I'm gonna grab. Let me make sure. I think I'm actually gonna take the dog here. I'll just take him on the run line. I agree with everything you guys are saying about getaway day and all that. Just want to see this kid pitch a little bit. He's certainly been pretty interesting so far. I think he is moving up a little bit, and I certainly got to respect the move here a little bit. Maybe more so on that total as it continues to move down. We know Wheeler can probably deal here against the Giants, but. Takes 2 to tango, and you do have here the kid coming in, Mason Black from Sacramento to make his major league. I'm so I don't write. I mean, I should write a script. I'm a script kind of guy, but. We're making free sports picks here. He's from Scranton, Pennsylvania, Mason Black. So if that changes anything for you, maybe it shouldn't, but he is making his major league debut probably in front of a lot of family and friends. And probably should have said that because that's kind of the handicap in a way. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, that is probably the handicap for me right there. Maybe Black is here too soon. Maybe he'll get roughed up. Maybe he'll have one very good start and then kind of show that he's still a minor leaguer. Maybe he'll get rocked in front of, but how many? Come on. We've all saw that game with mom and dad. They're in the stands, even wearing the opposite team jersey or whatever, and still gets it done, and they're watching him closely, get him out of there if it's a problem. Okay, I'll take the Giants on the run line today because of that handicap I just gave you. Okay, next up. Tigers going up against the Guardians here with Flaherty and McKenzie. This should be a good pitching matchup. It feels like to me in this one. I mean, definitely have a guy like Flaherty kind of mowing them down here a little bit right now to start the season. He's got 34% K rate so far. It's looking pretty good. I mean, we know the Tigers, pretty doing pretty well. 18-16 record here up against these Guardians. So 22-12. Cleveland just still on fire, no matter how you look at it, averaging 5 runs a game, and the Tigers are just averaging 4 runs of offense per game. So I would expect McKenzie to come in here and have a pretty good outing, even with his numbers not so great so far. Both these guys have a 4 ERA thus far this season, but I am expecting McKenzie to have a much better start actually here in this one. I'm going to take the Cleveland Guardians to win this game and keep things going here right now. The Cleveland has had to shuffle things, I think, a little bit because Carrasco is not going to work out at this point. It feels like so far. So Detroit, they've lost. They lost 3 in a row there on that series. So Cleveland, 10-5 at home thus far. I'm going to take the Guardians here with McKenzie today to win this one at $1.20 or so, and the total is definitely 7.5 here. Who do we got? We've got maybe Luis here on the under, or maybe it's on last game on that. They're both 7.5 kind of. So if I'm wrong, solo on Cleveland here with me, doubles maybe with the under. Thomas, are you doing Thomas's? Oh, I see. That's what Thomas is saying. He's trying to do his job. Oh, that's what you were saying on couldn't make heads or tails of those, and you're looking for consensus. Thomas is the consensus keeper. We need a name, a title. Here's Ziggy on the Guardians. And Doubles talking about that offense. Dre leaning to the over here in this one. I get it. I mean, these pitchers haven't been good. I expect Flaherty to be decent in this matchup. I expect McKenzie to be decent in this matchup. I'll take Cleveland here in this one. But White Sox and the Rays. I don't know. White Sox and the Rays. I don't know who's pitching. I don't know who's hitting. I don't know anything about this game. These guys have just kind of taken the whole time off. Now, to be fair, the Rays are going to go with their usual opener here, Alexander. So we're going to get that same usual rotation that they have. And I think for the White Sox, it's going to be Mr. Clevenger here with Chicago. Not a big fan, but give him. We were talking about double Tommy John guys yesterday, so you got to put in Clevenger in the mix there a little bit. He's definitely still found a major league career here, despite having a couple of elbow surgeries. So going to be a pretty big dog here, of course, in this one. $1.80 or so. That looks like a look. I've said Tampa Bay to me looks like they are turning it around. Tampa Bay is not going to go off, and man, the way these American League East teams are going, they're not going to catch them. They're not going to threaten them or anything. They will get better. I believe Tampa Bay's system is good enough. I think they are susceptible to poor starts. I think they are susceptible to big droughts in a season. I think this organization is the type that finds its way back to respectability time and time again, whatever the case may be. And I like Tampa Bay here to roll over the White Sox today. I think this is the type of spot. Look, good on the White Sox. They've kind of shown up here of late. They've won a few games here and there. Good for them. They still average just 3 runs a game pretty much. Yeah, the Rays are only averaging 4 runs a game, but I'd rather take Alexander here. They know what they're doing. This guy is the opener for them. And let me make sure of that with Clevenger, right? I did see Soroka in there as well, so I do kind of want to get this one right, and just checking a few more spots because I because several books don't even have the game up yet in this one, and I probably could have done a better job on making sure instead of making you guys wait for me here. I did take a little bit advantage of a light card here to enjoy the games yesterday. So, all right. Tampa Bay's won three straight, 9-3 last 12 here at home. Chicago just 1-10 in series openers this year, but that's no surprise. The way things have been going, Chicago's just 3-14 on the road so far this season. Why wouldn't the Rays win this one by double digits? Okay, here we've got 6-0. Maybe that was the last game, but I just like saying 6-0. Rays, 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 yeah. And what does the Lion say? Chicago White Sox all day. Okay, Ziggy says he thinks it will be Soroka in this one. So okay, no problem there. Like I said, I do want to take one peek. I will monopolize or take up just a moment of your time to kind of run these names in the old Twitter machine and see how that comes out. Okay. Yeah. I agree there now. Seeing White Sox here. Okay. It's not changing my opinion. I'm with the Rays here. I think in this one is what it is. So no problem. Whichever pitcher is being used. Look, there is a difference between these. Supposedly supposed to be a difference between a guy like uh, Soroka here at this point and maybe Clevenger. I don't know. I said I'm not a big Clevenger guy right now, but all right. Just checking, reading a little bit here on some of the Twitter sphere. All right, I think I'm still going to say it might be. We might not know for sure, but I'm definitely going to take our chat's word for it in this one. All right, and maybe not, but man, I don't know. I feel like the Rays are starting to play a little better. I'd rather rock with the Sox. The Rays. Okay. And here's Louis Swansea over. Let's keep it going here. We got to get this one on the road. All right, good comments here. Here's an over from Solo. And let's see here.
Final.
Yeah, remember that series? Good point. Okay, good comments here. A lot of comments. Okay, here we go. I'll keep going now with the Padres. We're going to take on the Cubs here in this one. Hey, Doubles was trying to preview the game yesterday. He was so ready for this one, and I could see why, because the Padres are going to come in here. I don't know if it's a great spot for the Padres. That's for sure. And I would imagine this one is, remember, Darvish is coming back off the injured list. He was on the injured list for a reason. He just wasn't ready to go. He wasn't healthy, and who knows if he still is healthy at all. It feels like I'd have my concerns here about Darvish coming into this one. So if he's okay, I think he'll just automatically go in there and probably be extremely effective just because of, what we've seen from Darvish before against the Cubs. He's always pitched very well against the Cubs. 2.76 career ERA in 5 starts. Now, Steele gave up just 1 run in his first start. So, was way back at the first week of the season. So he's also on the comeback here. So a little bit of an interesting game. I just expect a little bit more, I think, here from Steele. He's been off over a month, I believe, here. So nice weather today. Darvish is ready to go, says Dave. Okay, great. Do we have consensus picks already? Hey, Thomas will update us at the end of the show, I guess, and give us all of our consensus plays. That's what we need. Remember, we used to have the going over it. That was always great. That was my favorite part of the show. All right. Doubles will preview this game a little bit later. And I will take let me get my memory, make sure I got my play here in this one. I'm on the under here with the Padres and the Cubs. This one, look, it's at 7 right now. So 7 over 20 or so. So it's supposed to be a low scoring game here, real low scoring. So doubles already said it's a very nice day, but anytime you're going to give out a total under 7, you better give out the weather report to the fans here, otherwise you are not being truthful to yourself, honest to yourself. All right, it's 7 miles an hour blowing in straight from center field. Then they shift a little bit. The wind picks up a little bit as it gets a little bit colder in from right field. 11 miles an hour or so. Looks like today. So give me the under 7. All right. Ziggy going under. Brent's on the Padres. Luis is on the Padres. Padres, hey, right now, I mean, look, Arise, good job. Maybe his Arise's arrival, will, loosen things up here for Fernando Tatis Jr., because right now he is slumping big time. All right. And here's a nervy from Darren in the Padre game, for Darvish. I don't know if it's fair on these because Darvish here, I think it's okay for him. I mean, he definitely has had plenty of starts. He is not allowed to run in the first inning so far this season. Meanwhile, the Padres, one of the best in baseball, have scored a first inning run in 13 of their 37 games so far this season. For Steele, just his one start, he did not give up a run in the first inning. The Cubs have scored a run in 9 of 35 first innings. All right. Ziggy says, hey, Ramon, don't forget, Steele pitches well against the Padres, too. Yep, that's part of the handicap, I think, for me there, for sure. Keep it moving here now with the Mariners and the Twins in this one today with the Red Hot Twins. I still call them Red Hot, even though they lost yesterday. I don't think anybody's panicking yet. They've definitely been overachieving to a certain extent. They're pretty good. I mean, they're real good, and they've been good for a while now, so it's no surprise they can rattle off close to a dozen wins in a row here. It feels like, as they just did before losing yesterday, finally to Boston. No problem here coming into this one. You got Woods Richardson going here for Minnesota, and for Seattle, Luis Castillo. And the Mariners are a favorite here on the road at $1.35. Wow. Pretty impressive, considering the Minnesota Twins have, won all these games right now. Sure, Seattle's been good too, no doubt about it. Seattle's been decent, 19-15, off to a good start. But Minnesota, with that incredible run right now, having won 12 of their last 13 games, mostly on the road. Maybe that's why. I don't think it is, but maybe it's because of Luis Castillo. But Castillo, he has not been doing it, man, so far this season. His ERA is pretty high, but he's gotten it down big time of late to 3.46, mostly because his last 3 starts have been very, very solid here for Castillo. 3-0 with a .9 ERA in his last 3 starts. Castillo's gone under in 6 straight starts. Here we go again. Stop me if you've heard this one before. We're on the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners have gone under in 27 of 33 games this season. Now, Castillo's gotten roughed up a little bit against Minnesota in 5 career starts. He has a 5.63 earned run average. For Woods Richardson, he's 1-0 with a 3.07 ERA right now. Well, let me make sure of that. He's got a 2.45 ERA actually with a 3-0 record so far, 1-0 record, but Minnesota is 3-0 in his starts this season. Minnesota just 8-7 at home, but they're an underdog. They've won 12 of their last 13 games. Seattle's won 9 of their last 13, but they're just 8-7 on the road. I'm going to take the under. Of course, I'm going to take the under. Not going to read you Minnesota's trends. They've been going over. Seattle has been that dead solid under here. Minnesota's gone over in 8 of their last 12 because that offense has picked it up here as part of their winning streak, I think is what it kind of feels like. But still, the Mariners, they average 3.6 runs a game, and they allow just 3.3 runs per game. So I'll take the under here. Minnesota, and sure, it's 7.5 now. Oh, wow. No. In fact, it's 8 under 15. I mean, here's a game where, boy, maybe I should have put this on the premium board. It feels like, well, let me look at one brief thing here before I speak out of turn. Yeah, I'm giving out the under as my play. It's not a premium. I guess that's why it's here on the show. But the widely reported steam did come in on the under. There has been some significant buyback on the over here with this one. All right. And a few more comments here, I think, from you guys. Let's see what we got. Seattle for Kerbin. Darren was on the Twins. I'm on the under here. Seattle and Minnesota today. Darren going under as well. And Fernando going over here in this one. Dave says, give me the Twins over. And looks like I think Dave does not like the did they have the throwback uniforms, or you mean these uniforms here? Because the uniforms now are just like blue and gray kind of. But the old ones with the old trident, Ziggy on Seattle. And Brent here, Minnesota. Let's see here. Louis on the Twins. All right. Next up, Brewers and Royals. Now, this one, I feel like I have a premium that I'm giving out on the show here in this one. I just wasn't sure on the side necessarily in this game, and the steam came in on the over, and I'm not buying it. I'm going under in this game here with the Brewers and the Royals, and I do feel like I wanted to use it as a premium. In fact, if you look at the total now, no, okay, yeah, there's some. Well, it's 8 over 15 at Bovada, but mostly still 8.5 over. So I think we're getting a good price. I think that's kind of why I want to do it. Royals here continuing to roll. Their favorite here at $1.45 with Riggins on the mound in this one against Andrew Heaney for. Let me make sure on Higgins here. Okay. Not Andrew Heaney. Totally looking at the game right below it here. Of course, it's going to be Alex Wood. Thank you. Alex Wood here, of course, goes for the A's in this one against against. Get the right game, Ramon. Where are you at? Have I just okay? Did I go too far? Is that it? That game's not today. All right, there we go. All right, here we go. Woo! Be glad when this one's over. Here we go, Milwaukee and Kansas City with Wilson. He's been good so far. Wilson, pretty good numbers so far this season. Here he's got a I'm all lost here all of a sudden, you guys. Please stand by. Bear with me here. Okay, Reagan's here. 2-2 record thus far. He has not faced Milwaukee. Wilson obviously hasn't faced Kansas City. Wilson's gone under in all three of his starts so far. Brewers come in having won 3 of their last 5 games. Brewers have lost 5 of 8. Royals are still 13-7 at home. They're favored here minus $1.50 or so in this one. And for Wilson here, let's see, he's got a 3 ERA. He's 3 ERA so far. There we go. And Reagan's a 3.44 ERA. Reagan's has gone 1-4-1 to the under so far. And even though I couldn't spit it out and I couldn't tell you anything about these guys for half the show, I do like the under pretty strong in this one between Milwaukee and Kansas City. That's going to be my play. If you want to hear more about them, I'll be happy to accommodate you, but mostly for me, just a matchup here. These pitchers have been pretty decent. Wilson has looked pretty good so far, and Reagan's also decent numbers so far. Wilson is just kind of an opener. Actually, we'll see mostly that Brewers bullpen right now, and they haven't been, anything special so far this season. They're kind of middle of the pack so far this season. But I'm still taking the under here in this one. I expect a good outing actually from Wilson. I think he's the man to look for in this game to keep the Brewers possibly in this game and keep it under that 8.5 runs today. So, all right, I've had better previews. See what you have in this one, though. Royals are more trustworthy for the side. And we've got, let's see what else here. We've got Fernando maybe on the over, Luis on the Royals. All right, Milwaukee. Let's see, Ziggy's on the under here, possibly with me. Thanks, Doubles. I don't know what I was thinking. Brewers in the under here. Jeff is our Milwaukee correspondent, so consider what he's saying here. All right, now I'm taking the under here in this one. Like I said, feels like it should have been a premium. I think I'm set to go with 3 premiums in Major League Baseball. I'll just probably leave it at that. Maybe look at the card tonight, of course. I haven't made my picks final in the playoffs yet, but 2 games for sure. It's going to be a 5-pack, could be 6, could be a discount best bet in there, it feels like, for me here on the site. Nets and cards, Mania, Gibson. I wish it was Bob Gibson. That's what the Cardinals need right now. So let's go here with this one with the Mets and the Cards. Mania 3.07 ERA so far, and you got Gibson coming in here with an ERA of 3.79. Gibson, though, 1.42 ERA in his last 3 starts. He's gone under in 4 straight. The Cardinals have gone under in 17 of 24 games, but you know what? I'm going to end up on an over in this. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up on an over in this game. The Mets have gone over in 3 of their last 4. Mania's pitched well, 1.84 ERA in his last 3 starts, but the Mets have lost 10 of their last 14 right now. I expect this one possibly to get away, maybe from both teams. I'm not even sure. I don't know if I even have a side yet in this game. I'm just going to be on the over. Hey, I can't go over under in every game. Well, I guess I could, but this is going to be it might be my only over, at least here on the show today. Give me the over with the Mets and the Cardinals. I think mostly with this one, I'd probably look towards the Mets lineup. I just don't know if I can trust Mania. So if it ends up getting into both teams 4 runs apiece, could happen here. It feels like to me today in this one. I do like the Mets lineup a little bit better against Gibson than that Cardinals lineup, which certainly is. Ranked very, very low right now against left-handers. I can't argue that necessarily, but I'm just not sure Mania is uh, someone I'm going to trust in this particular situation. Sure, he might look to have splits advantages over Donovan at the top of the lineup, but I'm not sure he has that same advantage against guys like Contreras, Goldie, and Arenado if they can just start to get this offense going a little bit. Yeah, maybe Mania will have success against the guys below that, but the Cardinals' middle of the lineup can come through like I expect them to today. I'm going to take an over here in this one. I don't know who's going to win, but check out Bo's video. Bo's got a video on the game today, and so does Tony, of course. But here we have for you guys Mets money line from Ziggy. I don't know here. Doubles, you can't, doubles is always, look, we never, making fun of doubles, bagging on the Cardinals. That's part of the territory. All right. Oh, Terrell, did I miss one again? Am I going to miss one for the second day in a row? Gosh. I mean, I mean, it's good and bad. What's wrong with this guy? Here. All right. Let's go. Thank you, Terrell. I mean, we got to do our Angel game. We're not going anywhere yet. And I love the Angel game. I mean, I thought I have another one where I thought I have a premium. Let's go, Mets. Lean to the cards here. So I don't think we get a consensus on this one, Thomas. All right, let's go ahead and. Oh no, I do have it. I do have it. Oh no, I don't. Did I miss it? Okay. Let me just fix it here. Boy, you guys, that's 2 days in a row. I've left a game like I don't even know what I'm doing. As someone who's a bit of a perfectionist, a little bit embarrassing. All right, Angels and Anderson, known for giving it up a little bit, right? And Mitch Keller for the Pirates. He's $1.50 to 5, $1.60 or so right now, and an 8 under 20. Looks like the total. So let's go to it. I have my play here ready to go. I, definitely have the preview here ready as well in this one because I'm on the total. Probably have to kind of just catch up, go back to a little bit. I do have my notes on it, but now that's probably why I was all messed up just now, right? Because I couldn't find the right game. That's what happened. I kept landing. That's why I mentioned. Did I mention the right game, or was I talking? Oh, you know what happened? And I don't want to make excuses for all the brain cells I've lost. But then, I saw the name Haney, and I didn't have it written in, typed in. So I saw Haney. Remember, I was talking about him, and then I'm thinking Angels, the Texas game. We haven't even gotten to the Texas game. It's next. So just making excuses. All right, I'm ready for the Angels and the Pirates here in this one now. All right, Anderson so far he's has a 4.03 ERA in his last 4 starts. He went 0-3 coming into this one. The Angels struggling here, lost 13 of their last 16 games overall coming into this one. But I think Anderson, certainly I can't talk him up necessarily with his numbers here right now coming into this one. The numbers are good. The metrics aren't good, I guess, is what I should say. I mean, he's got 2.23 ERA so far, just a 185 batting average against so far this season, but a 10% walk rate. Some of the other numbers aren't great. I expect him to come in and have a pretty good outing. I don't know if I want to trust the Angels here. Mitch Keller, though, has a 5.77 ERA. I think he can be better here. He has 7 starts so far. He's gone over in 4 of those 7 starts. The Pirates have gone under, though, in 12 of their last 14 games. Angels been going over, but Anderson's gone under in 4 of 6. I'm going to go under here as my play. This probably should be a premium here, it feels like, and maybe I'm just having trouble. Like, you can hear it trying to convince myself a little bit with a guy like Keller and his stats right now. But against the Angels, maybe he should be okay here. Total 820. I like the under. Probably was going to be a premium for me. I'm kind of wondering if I missed it, and maybe that's why I don't have it in my premiums right now. Man, okay. Sometimes I mess up. Ziggy's going over. Maybe that's why I should. I've got a lot of unders. All right. And Pirates for Dave in this one. Oh, no, he likes the over here in this one. All right, Dave and I got a challenge here. Luis is on Pittsburgh. Jeff likes the over too. All right. Yeah, we got that one covered. We worked it out after all. And I got 2 games left here with a big series, isn't it? Kind of, a little bit. Rangers and Athletics. Rangers coming in here with Haney, $1.35 or so on the road. I think it's gone down here a little bit. No, it's actually going up. Sorry, $1.48 at Bovada here. I get it. I mean, you got the A's, but come on, the A's have done a nice job, man. I mean, the A's are kind of the talk of the league here a little bit with the way they performed so far. I mean, coming into this game today between the Rangers and the Athletics, you have, I don't know, kind of basically the same teams with the similar, well, not similar records. I mean, Rangers 3 games over 500 right now, but the A's are 17 and 18. Both these pitchers have struggled so far. You got Haney coming in with a 5.1 ERA. Wood comes in with a 6.32 ERA. I previewed this game last night with Tony, talking about these teams coming into this one and what you might expect. You have Haney, he's gone 0-6, he's 0-4, but the Rangers are 0-6 with Haney on the mound so far this season. So not real promising, that's for sure. Here on the road, even though the Rangers have been better right now, I don't know if I want to take them. I'm going to take, what is the run line? Oh, God. It's too high. I mean, I'm just going to have to take the A's money line. I want to take the A's. All right. I think I'll just do it. Actually, I was going to look up the run line, but I know it's too high. I know it's too high for a guy like me. Oh, minus $1.40. Give me the A's on the run line. I'm going to do it on the run line because I'm on the show and I like to win. I don't mind a sprinkle here on the A's money line here, but if the run line plus $1, plus 1.5 at minus 140, I'm interested. I'm going to take the A's here. That's what I'm going to have to write down, actually. Because I was going to go money line here on the show, and I'll still kind of express my pick here for the A's, I think, on the money line, but I'll take them on the run line here and see if I can make sure I get this one home. Check out my video. I got the total in the video here. Dave says he's ready for Vegas A's to move to Vegas. Well, they're going to spend another couple of years either in Sacramento or find a way with Oakland. Doesn't look like they'll find it with Oakland. Looks like they'll end up in Sacramento for a couple of years, but I think they will end up here, actually. And I think that all the talk about there's just, I don't know, this city likes their professional sports. That's one thing I'm learning. Here's Darren on the under. Ziggy's on the A's. Doubles has a premium on the total in this one. Ziggy will take the A's run line with me. One last game. We got to get out of here. And a little bit of a story here to this one, certainly, with Walker Buehler. Coming back for the Dodgers, his first appearance on the mound in the major leagues in 22 months. So here's what. Actually, so I don't mean to be out of context here. I talked about earlier some of the pitchers coming back from arm trouble, and so here we have Walker Buehler coming back. So it's good to have Buehler here. He should be, ready to go here. I don't know if there's limitations on him at this point. I didn't dig that deep into it, quite frankly. Here in this one, I mean, it looks strong coming in for his outings to get ready for this game. So I think the Dodgers will probably crunch the Marlins here. They do have Munoz in here pitching, who does have some interesting numbers, but Munoz was a guy who basically was picked up off of waivers and then traded. So he has a little bit of value that the team that picked him up, I think it was, let's see, I want to say it was, I don't know. I don't remember now. But nonetheless, he's a guy who, has been around for a little bit trying to find his way. Ended up, I think, Pittsburgh, maybe, I want to say, but he ended up getting traded. So he did gain a little bit, and he has some decent numbers here, but I'm not going to trust him here against the Dodgers. Just give me the Dodgers. I previewed this one with Tony last night, talked those things that I just talked about that don't seem to be coming to my brain because I'm just I did have some notes last night with Tony. I don't even know where they're at. Could tell you a little bit more about Munoz and Buehler's situation. Actually, I talked about on that video pretty extensively. So Ziggy's going under here. Double says the prices are back to outrageous, and Dodgers should crush. And Darren was going to play the A's after all. All right. Dodgers run line, Brent run line. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate you on the show today. That's all. I don't have any other crazy sports or goofy games other than what we talked about already. So appreciate you guys stepping in here with me today for the morning steam. And I'll be back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific for more live free sports picks and information here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Remember, drive through 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, and more programming on the way. So check us out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20%. Check out my 3-pack premium pass over there for $30. Get my top 3 baseball plays. I think I just gave you 1 or 2 of them here on the show. So this is how you support me. Grab one of my packages, single day, 3-day, 7-day, or the single day. When I say single day, of course, a 3-game, 5-game, or 7-game package. That's how you keep me on the air here at Tony'sPicks.com. If not, it's going to be Dave's going to have to give me a job. Dave's going to have to get me back. I mean, Dave is my boss from old times. So if you guys don't support me here, I guess I better pick some winners. I'm going to have to go back, and Dave's going to have to hire me back. I'm going to have to get a job back in the real world here when I've been trying to, be a great capper here for a few years now and give out the picks. I've been capping all my life, but here in Las Vegas now. Be ready, Dave. Might have to go back to work. All right, we'll pick some winners. We'll be fine. Brent here. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for the show today. Catch you tomorrow. More morning steam, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott.
Final.
It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain, so get situated and listen to the picks, and it goes a little something like this. Ramon SEO. To the double TV funneling these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning steam is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen